Yo, what's up? Max here. I'm sitting here with Maximilian Herzfeldt, who's one of our top coaches. And in this video, we want to talk about the traditional route versus the results route. The, go to school and get a job route versus the do your thing, make money and be free route. So if you're currently kind of stuck in a 9-to-5 job or stuck in, studying at university that you're not super duper passionate about, pay attention now because this guy has made it out and he's now helping our clients do the exact same, and we're gonna spill some truths here. Pay attention, let's get started.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a boring dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money, and just enjoying life? No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
Okay, so Max, the reason why I wanted to do this video with you is because you're a perfect example of kind of going down the traditional route first. For people who don't know that yet, you studied to become a lawyer. Exactly. And you were almost done with that. You were really close to finished, and then you actually decided to work with us instead. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Got it. Yeah, I was basically going the traditional road, like studying, and also like very prestigious, like law or medicine was the choice for me, and I decided to study law. And then in Germany you study like 5, sometimes even 6 years, and after 5 years I decided, okay, I had very good grades, so it was all good, but I just decided for myself I want to do something different. I can always come back. It was just not my thing, it was not fulfilling at all, and that's why I decided to leave it and do something different.
Why did you do it in the first place? Like, why did you want to become a lawyer? Was it like a dream job or?
No, it was not a dream job. Like after school I had no idea what to do, and then was strong influence from my parents, and it was a very conservative environment where I grew up. So I decided to do law. I thought it would be good, but during the like 4 or 5 years I realized it's really not what is fulfilling. And then with this experience that I gathered during that time, I just decided, okay, it's not for me.
It's crazy that you mentioned your parents. I think that we get that a lot. I'm sure you get that a lot on your calls as well. Yeah. Your parents, I know from, off camera, your parents are both doctors, I think, or one of them is doctor, right? Yeah, exactly. And it was just always like the normal thing, like, okay, now you also, doctor or lawyer, you have the choice, or, engineer maybe, something like that. And it was kind of similar for me, maybe not as conservative, but it was also, I asked my parents back then when I was about to finish high school, I'm like, what should I do now, And they're like, well, do what everybody does, go university. And I'm like, okay, but what should I say? They're like, well, just something like maybe economics, or again, like biology, so you can do something that and it was crazy. Like, I wonder if that was the same for you. For me, it was just like this, like, I was already making peace with the idea of like, oh, it's not gonna be like the thing where I'll be happy to do it. It's not gonna be like, I'm gonna wake up and like, another day, another course at the university. I was making peace with the thing like, welcome to adult life. You're gonna do something that you don't really love, but it's fine, that's what it means to grow up. Did you kind of have the same feeling?
Yeah, pretty much. At some point, like especially in the end of law studies, you basically learn for one big exam, and I was basically spending all my time in the library every day during the week. And I was just hating it. And I was just plowing through, disciplining myself, so I also learned something from there, which is really valuable. But in the end, I just decided that it doesn't make any sense. I just pulled the trigger and decided to change it, because why doing something that's really not fulfilling? Yeah,
100%. You're gonna, the way I kind of woke up was, and we get to your waking up moment as well. In my head, it was like, okay, look, I'm 20 now. I'm studying, I came out of the Austrian army. In Austria, you have duty for army still. Yeah. And I started studying and I'm like, okay, this sucks. Like, getting up early and this sucks. But I'm gonna do it until I'm 75. And these are a lot of years. That's your life, like, what do I have to do with my spare time when I'm, when I'm retiring, when I'm 75? So I'm like, I gotta figure this thing out. I gotta figure it out that I like what I do, so I don't have to go to work and trade my suffering for money, right? And quick question, I don't know how is it in Germany. Do you get any money while you study, or?
No, you can get something which is called BAföG.
Okay.
It's supporting you if you're coming from, it's called like a week household.
Okay.
But
how much did you get there?
I have no idea because it was not the case.
Okay. Okay. So how much money did you have at your disposal per month?
I think it's not a lot. I think it's tough.
But how much was it then? Do you remember?
For myself?
Yeah.
I got like 700 euros.
Okay.
From my parents, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's like if you're in Europe, that's good. You know, there might be Americans. You might be American watching this right now, and you're like, damn, man, I had to pay like 200K to study the law, you know? Like,
exactly, it's for free in Germany.
Yeah, it was similar for me. It was for free in Austria as well. And because my family wasn't wealthy enough, I got $800 a month from the state. Yeah. Now, you can hate me for it. I'm like, 800 a month to study? Yeah, it was great. And I'm like, I was bawling. I was rich. My friends called me rich because I got $800 a month as a goddamn student. You know, nowadays you have days where you make $800 in one day. It's fantastic. So what are the lessons for someone watching this right now who might be stuck in that traditional route, who might say, I don't want to disappoint my parents, I don't want to disappoint myself, I'm too stuck in that. What are the lessons that you applied for yourself that made you break free from that?
Good. I mean, for you, it was your wake up moment. You said like, before you actually started to work, you already know it before that you're not going to want to do that. Yeah. But for me, while I was studying, I was already working as a research assistant in the biggest companies out there, like German and American companies, and I just saw how the life would look like if I start there as a lawyer. Yeah. Yeah. And I saw like you go there every day, you see people they are working there like 8, 10, 12, even more hours per day, and you see it basically in their face, they're just like that. They're not happy, there's like lack of awareness, there's a lack of fun, of empathy, there's just no growth. And I mean, you see people that are working for 40 years, 50 years, there is no change. They're dead inside, and that's like super sad. They buried all the dreams that they once had, there's really nothing left. And it's cool if you want to do that, but for me, like I saw that and I decided, no, that's not a road that I want to go.
It's crazy what happens to these kind of people, because like again, like it's these types of professions, especially lawyer, doctor, engineer, these are these type of professions where it's like, listen, when you do that, it's prestigious, you know, like your future father and mother-in-law, they're gonna, you know, say, oh, it's a catch, this guy, he has a nice, he's doing something proper. You get paid okay, you know. It's not like you're gonna get paid like a person who works at a supermarket or something like that. And you know, it has prestige, but it's again like the enemy of really good is good enough. Yeah. And exactly, it was the same for me. I studied Latin and English to become a professor at high school. Yeah. And it's the same here, like, oh, a professor, you know, and I even get 2 months off each summer. You know, it was good enough for me, but it was not, by all means, not perfect. And you decided you want to break out of that, and you applied for a coach position here in our team. Exactly. And you know, you left everything behind in Germany. You moved to our headquarters here in Kiev. You work with clients here every single day. You help clients overcome these exact mindset problems that people have usually in those professions. And you know, you work in a team now. You're one of our top guys, one of the most successful guys here. I've seen him work himself up from the simplest position all the way up to one of our top coaching positions. And I've seen you grow mentally, physically. Your fashion style has become better. You're a louder, more awake person, and it's always cool to see you giving these lessons, passing them on to our clients. Now, we talked about what was the mindset for you to break free from that, and now after you've made it, what is your mindset now? Do you see any differences, any changes?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you study or if you're in a work and in a job, there's certain certainty. And what I learned here, what I really do embrace right now is that I embrace uncertainty. So I never know what's going to happen. It's totally unpredictable. And this is like the only place where there's growth, because you're outside of your comfort zone, and only then you can really learn and grow and really get the things that you want to have. If it's predictable, you won't get anything.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it's so many people sacrifice everything for safety. Yeah. And who the hell needs safety? Okay, there's like a base level.
And what's the worst thing that can happen?
What's the worst thing? I mean, dude, that was the same that I had when I studied Latin and English, and then I had this opportunity to work as an unpaid assistant for Real Social Dynamics, which is, you know, later on I built the RSD Max brand with RSD as a dating coach. And I also thought the same, like I'm like, I have the safety route, which is continue your studies, become a teacher. And most of my colleagues that studied with me, they're now teachers. You know, they got their little bachelor's degree, and now they're off into the schools. And you know, around this time, they're probably in the metro going home. You know, having it's not a nice job, in all honesty. But for me, I had the same mindset. I'm like, what's the worst thing that could happen? Yeah. Who the hell cares if it's an unpaid assistantship that I have with RSD? Go there, make some debt. Who cares? But at least you can look yourself in the mirror and you say, I did everything in my power to make it happen. And you know, I had to borrow money from my parents and from my bank and from my friend and from my brother in order to afford the trip to the States from Austria into the United States, so I could work as an unpaid assistant, not even as a paid assistant, as an unpaid assistant. And I also said, like, you know, if it fails, you go home, you look yourself in the mirror and you say you did everything in your power. And at least you can do that, and you can always go back. He said the same, like, you can always go back if it doesn't work. And by the way, if you have the proper mentorship, the proper people around you, we'll make sure that it works for you. All right? It's not like you just give up and go back, but you could theoretically, right? So if you really do want that safety, you can get it. Okay? You can get a baseline of safety. Yeah. Every person needs a baseline of safety, which means when I wake up in the morning, I need to know that there's not going to be a bomb exploding in my apartment, you know. When I walk to the office, I have the baseline safety knowledge that if I put that key in the lock, it opens the office, and stuff like that, you know. But the rest should not be adhered to. The rest safety of like, I'm gonna do this, and because my parents say it's right, and because society says it's right, who the hell cares? Decide your own fate, all right? Make it happen too. So kind of like the baseline of what we're trying to say here is, whatever you do in your life, make it count. You only have that one life, okay? So ideally, you do something where you can be your own boss, where you can be free, where you can travel the world, where you can make good money. Now, that's not for everyone. Not everyone says, I want to be my own boss. Some people say, I want to be part of something, okay? I want to be part of a team, of a movement, of something bigger. If that is you, but then at the very least, work within a company, within a team that allows you to grow, where everybody's pulling on the same string, where everybody's growing, and where people are not dead like you just described, all right? I mean, that's what you're doing. You're not doing your own thing. You're part of our team. Exactly. And what made you want to be in this team?
And it's exactly this thing, you're part of this team, because it's like, your character is like basically 50% your genetics and 50% your environment. Yeah. And when you spend like, or where I spend my time mostly, maybe you had like 1 or 2 A pairs, people who are really crushing it. Yeah. But the rest of your environment is just like dragging you down. And here it's the complete opposite. It's like always fun, it's always like taking action, it's always good vibes, it's always like trying to get more. And this is really what's inspiring, what really brings you forward.
Damn right, yeah.
Way much more enjoyable as well.
I mean, it's crazy too, like, even for me, but for everybody in the team too, like how we're pushing each other, how like, and it's like in every area, in every aspect, in terms of coaching, in terms of money-making mindset. But even stuff like, I go to the gym and I meet at least one of you guys at the gym, working out, and you know, sometimes I slack off with the gym with my nutrition, and then I'm like, damn, Max has gotten so much bigger. All right, I gotta go hit the gym more often. It's just like this natural thing. It keeps pushing you up together with the others, right? And by the way, on a side note, we have positions open currently. Okay, we're expanding massively. We're gonna put down a link in the description. We have several different positions open for people who know English, for people who know German, for people who know both. Check out the positions are open. We're gonna put a link in the description down below. You also see the requirements, etc. And yeah, Max, let's talk about more of the results route, okay? Doing something that you're passionate about, either on yourself, by yourself, or within a team. What are the big advantages of going down the results route?
Again, first of all, would you really like learn if you decide to go this road? Yeah. Is you learn to like deal with setbacks, with negative feelings. But this is the only thing that really brings you forward. Learn to fail, be cool with it, put your ego away, and then you learn how to grow, because you have to understand there is no ego involved. Everybody who starts at some point fails, and this is what makes growth. And at this point, or at some point, they will realize that, and then there's real growth possible.
Love it.
Love it. All the time.
And that growth never stops too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why.
Even smoother.
Yeah, that's a cool thing too. Like that's part of why I have a team. That's part of why I'd rather hire someone and pay that person, because for me the learning never stops. Like at no stage whatsoever the learning is going to stop. Once I cross eight figures, I'm gonna get more learning. Like just keep pushing. It's your duty, your responsibility as an adult to keep learning, because if you're not, it's like you're a shark, right? A shark dies when they stop moving, because there's no more oxygen going through their gills, on a side note, on a biological side note. But shark dies when they stop moving. So does your mind. So does your striving for success. So does your life. When you stop moving, when you see yourself in the same goddamn dead-end job after 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you've died. You've died a very, very long time ago. All right. The other thing that I want to add on in terms of what the results route brings you, more flexibility, more freedom. All right. Again, like if you want to do your own thing, like imagine you become an online coach, right? Successful online coach, successful online service provider. You can do whatever you want. If you don't want to wake up in the morning, don't do it. You want to mainly work at night, then go ahead and do that. You just have generally more freedom. And by the way, same goes for when you work in a smaller team and you don't work at a huge company like Samsung or Bosch or whatever, where you're like one amongst 10,000s of employees. If you work in a small team and they're all hustling together, there's a lot more freedom to be had, right? Freedom of choice, freedom of learning, and even a little bit of flexibility in your working hours too, right? Most of the calls that you're doing is also whenever the client has time, whenever you have time, you go ahead and do that call, right? The next thing is more money, right? Clearly, you're gonna have more money. Now, why is that? Because some people say, well, as a lawyer you make a lot of money, as a doctor you make more money. That is true. But if you do your own thing, or if you do something within a team that you really like, how much passion are you going to feel every day, right? How much motivation, how much push are you going to experience from everybody around you and from yourself? So you're going to get better, right? Every day you're going to get better. I mean, I've had many jobs myself, like many dead-end 9-to-5 summer jobs, and I would always like sit usually with somebody who would do that for years. They didn't improve. They would do the same goddamn things at the same desk for 20 years.
Exactly.
Right? But when you do something you love, you truly believe in, you're supported by the right people, you're surrounded by the right people, you get better at this, which means you continuously have more and more money, right? Growth mindset. And if you know how to make money, if you have someone who teaches you how to make money, that growth always reflects also more income, which is a very, very nice thing, right? And also more real help. Like that's a question that I wanted to ask you, like, lawyer is good, right? Doctor is also not bad. Do you think you're able to help to have more of a profound impact on people's lives now as a coach as opposed to a lawyer?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it also why I initially started to study law. I guess it was because I wanted to help people. Yeah, but I think right now I'm helping way much more people. And because as a lawyer, what you do is basically the same repeating tasks all the time. It's just like trying to get a deadline for a client later, or using some loopholes or anything like that. It's not like real value. You need that for sure, yeah. But real value is like really bringing your clients forward, like they're making a sale, yeah, that they're building up their business. You help them how to set up something. You see the result directly, and this is like way much more fulfilling than just sitting at the desk trying to like get a deadline for tomorrow, the day after that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I've always loved about coaching too, is you can see the change.
Exactly.
You see the change in every
real
single
life contact as well.
And you have real life contact with those people. Yeah, you're not communicating over a sheet of paper or anything. Like you either see them in person or you see them, over Skype, video phone, whatsoever, and you can see their eyes waking up. Like my favorite moment, by the way, is, and I'm sure you experience that a lot of times too, is like when you're on a call with them and they have a certain problem, mindset problem, or any issue, and you help them overcome that. There's always this one moment where you can pinpoint in their eyes where it's like the epiphany, the eureka moment where they're like, oh my God, you're right. Like I love that moment. I feast on that. Like I see the client, I listen to them, and I'm like, you should do this, and I know you think you have to do this, and I know you think the world is like this, but it's actually like this. And then you see them like,
processing it, and then
it's such a great feeling, right? It's so beautiful, so amazing. So yeah, again, like it's like you're able to get more real help to people. You have real influence to people, as opposed to just like being a clog in the wheel. And last but not least, you mentioned it before, more growth, right? That's the point. You always want to grow. You never want to stop moving. Do you have anything else to add?
basically to sum it up, yeah, what you can do is like either you stay where you are, which is like stagnation. And stagnation is always like a downward spiral. Or you decide to take action, do something. You can also try and error, but at least you're getting in this downward spiral. This is where you want to go. Yeah.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. There's nothing more to add. Now, when you say you're ready to get started as an online coach, as an online service provider, to do your own thing, to get that growth in, to get that money, that real influence in, and to finally become free, right? To go wherever you want, do whatever you want. I got some pretty cool for you. You can literally jump on a free consultation call with Max here personally, with me personally, or with an expert from my team. On that free consultation call, we'll basically be looking at your situation. We'll be developing a step-by-step plan for you to break free from any 9-to-5 traditional route and go down the success route, the results route, all right? So if you, for example, already have a skill, right, any skill, you want to monetize that, Max and I can help you get there, all right? Let's say you're already monetizing something, but you want to scale it properly, you want to do it properly, this call is for you as well. And obviously, if you like the idea of freedom and becoming an online coach, an online service provider, but you don't know what it is that you could be doing, give us a call nonetheless. We can analyze your strengths. I mean, you've had many people on calls. We can analyze your strengths. We can tell you, we know the market. We know what model fits well for you and which one is lucrative. We can help you get started. All you have to do is click that link in the description down below. We'll have a link up here somewhere here right now as well. Link brings you to a page. Read what's on that page. That's important. On the bottom of that page, you can fill out a quick application. It takes you a minute or two or something like that. It doesn't take long to fill. Yeah, fill out that application. Then you can book the exact date and time where you want us to call you. Entirely for free call and get started, right? If the link still works, it means we have spots open. Usually these spots fill up fairly fast. Nowadays, the channel is picking up more and more subscribers. So if the link still works, it means we have spots open. Take action, all right? Don't go down the traditional route. Don't go procrastinate now. Don't stop this video and watch another video until you're ready whatsoever. Get on a call with us. We can help you get started. Take advantage of that opportunity. Max, thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. Appreciate that. Maybe talk to you very soon, and GG.